Rodimusbill here. The following review is going to be on Studio Series 86 Autobot Jazz. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Rodimusbill again, and today we're going to do a review on Transformers Studio Series 8601 Jazz, or Autobot Jazz. First, we'll take a look at the package. Now he is packed in his robot mode. So my review will start in robot mode and go to vehicle mode. There's a cool artwork of him in that same robot mode. He is deluxe class. He got 8601. The other side's got that red highlights 86. More art. Big screen inspired. It is Moonbase 1 Destruction. Robot 2 Porsche in 20 steps. Autobot Jazz makes a futile escape as Unicron devours Moonbase 1. His backdrop is going to be Moonbase 1. For you that like the UPC, there it is. Top's got nothing at all. Now let's get this guy out of the package and see what we've got. And now that we got Jazz out of the package, first we're going to take a look at his weapon. It is painted silver. It's got some detail, and it's got a white 5mm peg right there. And it has a peg on both sides where you might be able to attach it somewhere. And then here's the instruction booklet. It says Autobot Jazz, Transformers. Now, he comes packed, not properly transformed. So this is how you transform him first to the robot. And then here is how you do it to the vehicle. And then his weapon goes in his hand, on the back of his backpack in robot mode, or in the top of the car. And it's got 8602 cup, 8603 blur, and it says build the cast. And next we've got the backdrop of Moonbase 1, and it's a pretty cool looking backdrop. Looks like you got Cybertron in the background, and you got the control station. It says Transformers the movie right there, 86. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick Jazz right there. And now we've got Jazz in Moonbase 1 backdrop. And now let's look at the actual Jazz figure. And this is a pretty nice looking Jazz. The Studio Series hasn't had a bad one yet. And now I don't have cups, so. And then we look at his visor. It's like a baby powder blue eyes. He's got the silver face, the black head. You got the Autobot symbol surrounded by blue. And then the headlights are a powder blue again. You got the red striping on the bottom of the car. You've got a silver waist. You've got some blue and black on his crotch piece. You got some white and some black and silver paint. There's the wheels. You got white and black on the arms. Backpack's not too bad. He does have hollow legs, but I guess they could have found a way to make them hollow. I'm sure a third party will have a upgrade set for him. And he doesn't have any 5mm ports to weaponize them. Scourge was part of the Studio Series line, and he's got 5mm ports all over him. And Cyclonus, even though he's part of the Kingdom line, I think what they did was some of these 86 figures are in the Kingdom line and some are in the Studio Series because they're all very screen accurate. Now, we'll do articulation. His head does move 360 degrees, goes up and down. His arm does 360, it goes out that much. You've got a knee rotation, 180 degrees. Hands just fold in for transformation, and 90-degree bend. Other hand the same way, up like that. You can tell it's weird because of the shoulders. He's got this joint goes up, and then this one goes down like that. So that's pretty cool. Waist, he's got 360 degrees waist. Let's see, his front foot goes up like that. It goes back that much. It's got a little rotation right here. It's a mushroom peg, so you can have some twist up at the upper thigh. That's a weird joint. I guess that's part of transformation too, but knee is 90 degrees, and his feet
Usually they have ankle rockers. Yeah, there they go. And he's got the ankle rocker on the feet. And the other leg is the same way. Up. Can he do the whole split? Almost. And that is Jazz in his robot mode. Now, let me quickly show you how he got packaged first. This is how he got packaged. Like that. And what you do on the instruction booklet, here I will show you real quick. Basically flip this top piece goes down and folds in, and then these two fold up, and then you push it down. So here's how you get them. So what you want to do is take this piece, angle it down like that, and then fold these in, and then push this down. It doesn't click in anywhere, and that is how you get Jazz transformed into his robot mode. And his gun, weapon on the back. I wonder if you can do this sideways. Yep. So that's pretty cool too. Doesn't have any other 5mm pegs, but all right, now let's do some robot to robot comparison. Our first robot to robot, we're going to bring in 2011 Reveal the Shield Special Ops Jazz, and that is how these two guys compare. And next we're going to bring in the prior upgrade of Jazz. This is Power of the Primes Deluxe Jazz, when he's actually a combiner. That is how those two guys compare. And then we're going to bring in the Studio Series. So this is Hot Rod, the best Hot Rod figure ever. And then we're going to bring in Deluxe Blur. So Jazz is a little shorter than Blur. Then we're going to bring in Voyager Scourge. That's how those guys compare. This is Kingdom Cyclonus Voyager, but he might as well be in the Studio Series line. And then this is Leader Grimlock compared to Jazz. And that is all our comparisons. Now to transform Jazz back, we're going to remove the weapon. And then what we're going to do is work on the legs. We're going to rotate these up, extend the fold the feet in. Rotate these up, fold the feet down. We're going to peg these together. And then we're going to fold them down and then up like that. Let me just move the camera up. And that is the feet. Now what you want to do is untab this, because these two tabs will fit in here. So you gotta move this up. Let's fold the hands in. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. What we're gonna do is you need to push the head down like that, and the head gets folded in here, and this blue piece gets folded up like that. And then we'll come back here for now, extend this out, fold this out. This is like a double hinge. It just goes out and like that. Okay, so now we want to make sure the silver piece, you got to rotate just the silver waist piece. That goes like that. And then we're going to fold the arms in. And you want this little tab to face out. So, like that. I'm going to fold the arms in. And this little tab faces out. And that's what we got so far. Now, what you're going to do is push this forward. And this is going to fit back here. And when you close the door, this tab will fit in that slot. And it locks the doors in like that. And this locks the doors in like that. And then you just got to play around with it a little like you do most Transformers. And there is Jazz in his number 14 Porsche. And it's a nice little vehicle. You've got the clear blue windows. You got the clear blue back window. Here's the back window, like the back vent window. You got the passenger and driver windows. You got the front windshield is like that blue tint. You got the blue and red racing stripe down the top and the front of the car. You got the Autobot symbol. There's that red molding on the bottom of the bumper. You got the powder blue lights. You got a little grill etched in. You got some details etched in here. You can see a little door handle there. You got little mirrors molded in. Number 14. You got the silver wheels, silver wheel caps. Now, I bet you most people are gonna pop this wheel off and paint that silver and pop the wheel back on. A lot of reviewers do that. Here's the huge spoiler in the back. You got the silver piece right there. Again, on the other side, you got the 14. Now, this 14, another reviewer, I think it was either Vault Matrix or Off the Bottom, has said 14 in the original Diaclone line, Jazz was the 14th car to come out, or figure to come out. That's why it's number 14. And let's see, there's, you got the bottom of the car, basic Autobot. You get the head, you get the arms. Let's see, he rolls. Oops. Rolls, wow, he rolls really nice. Nice and smooth. Now this wheel's not moving. Let's see, that's plugged in. Push this in. Huh. This wheel is not, this wheel doesn't move that great. I wonder why. Do we do everything right? It's probably too tight. Yeah, it doesn't, these wheels, this little tight wheel, but no big deal. And then it's got a 5mm port, so you could put the gun there. And now he's all armored up. He's a nice armored up Porsche. Now, just like with Hot Rod, the back is a little funny, but not much they could do with the foot. But the rest of the car is pretty cool. And that is Jazz, Studio Series Jazz. Even the back spoiler, I like. I love those big spoilers back then. All right, now let's do some vehicle comparisons. And for our first vehicle comparison, we're going to bring in the 2011 Reveal the Shield Jazz. Not quite the same car, but a little different. And that was a deluxe back then. And then we're going to bring in the Power of the Primes Jazz, number 4 again. And that's how those two guys compare. Now he's a deluxe, but he's a little smaller than the Power of the Primes. And now we're going to bring in the Studio Series. We have Hot Rod. And then we have Blur. Again, both deluxes. This is Scourge, which is a Voyager figure. And we're going to bring in Kingdom Cyclonus. And then we're going to bring in Leader Class Grimlock in his Dino mode. And that is how the Dinobots should be. They should hover over all the Autobots in either form. And that is it for vehicle comparison. It's funny because in the movie, Jazz is one of the remaining Autobots that survived, but he never saw Hot Rod and he never saw Blur. Because by the time these guys met, he was Rodimus Prime inside Unicron. And I guess Jazz and Blur, that was the only time these two guys were together in vehicle mode. Now let's transform this guy back. Now we're going to transform him back. We're going to take the gun out. And then we're going to flip the doors up. Oh look, he's got a flying car mode. I kind of wish he had the 5mm ports back here. So you could do like this, but I guess they didn't. But anyway, so we're going to pull this up like that. And, well, we could do this now. You're going to push this down and in, pull that out. And then we're going to come to the hands. We're going to fold the arms, the whole arm out, pull this out. Now here's where you're going to take this piece. This is the tab where it's going to slot into the waist. So we're just going to bring this down for now. We're going to flip the head up. Again, more clearance issues right here. You just got to get it past that. And then rotate the waist around. So it's like that. And then when you bring this down, this is going to turn. So what you're going to do is lock the chest in like that. And just bring the arms around. We'll bring out the fists. bring out the fists, rotate them, and now for the feet. I like how the feet, you just fold them down like that and swing around like that. Do they peg in? Yeah, there's a little peg right there, and there's a little slot there. So you do peg the legs in. You can now separate them, pull out the feet, rotate this down, and this feels like it locks in. Yeah, once you get down here, oh, the other one felt like it locked in. But, and then you take the backpack, and it doesn't snap down or anything. It just snaps in like, it just folds down like that. And now Jazz is back in his robot self. And, well, he's movie accurate Jazz. Not much you can say about that. Now, my final thoughts on Jazz. First, we're going to bring in all our Studio Series Autobot. We're going to bring in all the Studio Series figures. And Grimlock will keep in dinosaur mode. But so far, this has been a pretty good series. Like I said, the only one I'm missing is Cup. But I'm surprised they did Jazz, because Jazz is one of the original Autobots, and they seem to just like forget they all existed after the movie. But Jazz was in the first episode, and that was it. Like I said, it was a weird choice. Like, Blur came with his little welder arc. Hot Rod came with, you know, blast effects, his sword. Cup, you're going to be able to take apart to reenact the scene, and he comes with the energy dispenser. But Jazz, it's, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Wave 2, where I hear they're going to do a Wreck-Gar, more sweeps. Hopefully it's different than Scourge. But, you know, I would have liked to see a Bumblebee. I know there's a Netflix Bumblebee, but I don't like that whole thing where you take the whole top of the car off. I kind of hope they're doing a Bumblebee in Wave 2. Now, what other movie figures do I know? Or do I think they should do? There's always a good Ultra Magnus. But an Ultra Magnus to properly scale with these figures, I know they're doing a Kingdom Ultra Magnus, but he doesn't quite look like he did in the movie. So I'm hoping that they do an Ultra Magnus. RC just came out in the Earthrise, and she's pretty cartoon accurate, even though she's a shell former. But so far, this Studio Series 86 has been a big hit. Like I said, we just have one more to go, which is Cup. And then we are done for Wave 1. And I hope you like this review. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check out Facebook. I've got Rodimusbill's YouTube reviews, a Facebook page. I'm on a lot of the Transformer Facebook pages like Addicts, Generation 1, G1 Fan Group, Toys, Pics and Vids, all that good stuff. And I think Cyclonus deserves here. Like, subscribe, check out the playlists. We do, besides Transformers, sometimes we do recent toy sightings. We'll do, or I will do, DC, we'll do Marvel, all that good stuff. And again, like I said, this line, it's weird because Scourge is 5mm compatible with the weaponizers and fossilizers from the War for Cybertron trilogy. So is Cyclonus, but these aren't. So I'm thinking that the Kingdom and the Studio Series 86 line, you know, like I mentioned before, I think they just said, let's just do some figures in Kingdom and some figures in Studio Series 86. And, well, that's what we got. So I'm glad we finally got the Transformers 86 movie figures out, especially Hot Rod. He is the best one so far. But this is Jazz's video. So, Wham Bam, well, that's Cyclonus. Jazz used to be with all the rock music and stuff. And alright, so Jazz, and also one more thing. I do like Jazz so much. One of my dogs is named Jazz after this guy. And I'll post a pic of him, or her. I'll post a pic of her at the end of this video. Rodimusbill out, and remember, till all are one, ba weep, gra na weep, nitty bon.